Faff.
Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jim.
Jack, tell me, how did your boys get on this week? How did the Gunners go?
They were atrocious, actually. I was trying to think of the right word. Back to front, abysmal. I was listening to one of those Arteta mic on things where he was shouting at the sideline. You hear what he was saying. A lot of bad words were said to Orba and Pepe. Best we forget that result. Let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, Everton didn't do too well either, to be honest. It was abysmal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I think, so I was going through this before.
You had a good week, as in, like, support-wise.
I picked a lot of the games, and I think I got 8 out of 10 right this week as to who was going to win, draw, or lose. And yet...
I'll have to check that. But
you won't do that, so let's just say it's correct. But that being said, you would think that I would have done a lot better with my point total.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking pissed off with this, to be honest.
I've got 3 1-point scores and a 0, which was... I cannot believe that I brought in Azpilicueta and he got 0 against West Brom. And consequently pushed Ollie Watkins to my bench with 7 points.
Harsh, mate. It's harsh.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? West Brom scoring 5 against Chelsea. I mean, it was
insane.
It's 100% Thiago Silva's fault.
Insane.
Red card, fucking idiot prick.
It was insane. I played Rudiger, which is a funny one, because he also got 0 points like yours.
Yeah, but except that means that you get a couple of players coming off your bench, doesn't it?
Yeah. Tell us about it.
But do you know what? Like I did this all on purpose because I was like, what's going to piss Jez off more than anything?
Just shut up and go through your team, man.
To be honest, I'm not that happy with it. I can't believe I've got 3 injuries actually. No, 2,
that's not good.
Because one is just not qualified for next week, which is Harrison, who was a big turn up. He was a big turn up.
Yes, he was.
He was a big turn up, and he was a big differential turn up.
He was. I'm so glad I had him on my second sub who came in. Whoa.
You gotta love it when it happens. You gotta love it when it happens. It doesn't happen always, but when it does, regardless of who it is, it's huge. Even if it's not your team, you're pleased.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incorrect.
Right,
Incorrect. False.
So I'm going to start with who I had, which was like before any changes, which was Martinez, Rudiger, Dallas, and Target. And then I had Fernandes, Bale, Gundogan, Lucas Moura, Bamford, Antonio, and Kane up front. I captain Kane. He did really well. 13 points. Nice, 26 there. Martinez with 4, Dallas with 2. Rudiger didn't play, so Diaz came off my bench with 6 points. Love that. Target came with 2. I'm sad that they conceded. It was like conceded. And we always knew that they were going to win, but like Fulham getting that goal ruined me. Martinez with 4 though, lovely saves, great that. Fernandes 5. What can I say? Better than nothing. It was a terrible game. It was a really terrible game to watch.
It was a terrible game to watch.
It was a horrible game. Bale, what's with that? 3 points coming on and gets me 1 point. That's awful. Gundogan being played saved me because that made Harrison come in with a huge 13 points. Lucas Moura with 2, which is pretty dead. Bamford with 2, pretty dead. Antonio injured. I swear he got an assist, but I must have been wrong. He came off in like 30 minutes or something like that. It was awful.
Love that.
And so my injuries are Antonio and Tierney. They're my injuries, and I've already made 2 transfers. I've already made my 2 transfers, so I'm not going. I might have to keep them in.
What have you done?
So, Bale out, Mo Salah in.
Very nice.
Oh, I wish that I could make that happen.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking at Bale, and I know what I said on the pod last week. I'm just going to hold on to the double game week. I'm sorry, but that man has to leave my team immediately.
Yeah.
Like
he's
legit. He cost me so much this week.
Beautiful.
I can't.
What would you have had if he didn't play?
Well, I mean, it would have had Watkins come off the bench, so I mean, it effectively cost me 6 points, and that turns an okay week into a good week.
Oh, mate! But Jack, you got those 6 points, didn't you?
I've got what, mate? Say that again.
You got those points back, didn't you?
Yes. Yes, I did. That was he was my first sub. He was my first sub. What happened there? Yeah, so I bench Stones anyway. So that probably would have been a mistake, to be honest. But the fact he didn't play meant that it was made no difference to me. Gundogan didn't play. So Watkins came off my bench for 7 points. So yeah, that was a touch.
Amazing.
My team, we'll run through quick. Pope with 2, Conser with 2, Reguilon 1, Dallas 2, an absolute shocker for my defence this week. Midfield of Son with 1. I made a late change. I got rid of Bale and got rid of Son in the 11th hour. Made no blindest bit of difference. A midfield of Rafinha with 6. Pleased with that. Fernandes 5 with his assist, and then Mo Salah kept the faith. He got me 8 points. And then Watkins with 7, Bamford with 2, and he saved my game week single-handedly. Harry Kane captain, 26 points.
Huge, yeah.
Wow.
At least you captain Kane. I mean,
yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, this could have been a disastrous week. I literally had 3 players who did anything attacking in my entire team, and thankfully, my top scoring player Harry Kane also had my armband. So at the back, I had Martinez, just like both of you guys, 4 points. Conser with 2, Cresswell with 1. Since I brought him back in, he's done nothing, and it's really paining me that he's so expensive. Anyway, Dallas, same story. Got rid of him, got him back, 2 points, and he's continuing to do nothing. Azpilicueta, my excellent transfer of the week, with 0 points. Fernandes with 5. Son with 1. I guess the encouraging sign is that Son is back and playing. Bale with 1. He needs to leave. Jesse Lingard with 12. That was huge.
I mean, come on. That is huge.
It is huge. I mean, between him and Kane, they just saved my week. Mm-hmm. And so then up front, I've got DCL with 2 points. He has been very disappointing as of late. And Harry Kane with 13, which turns to 26, which brings me to 56 all up.
Yeah, that's not bad, mate. Above 50 is like a decent.
Yeah, look, it's fine. It's fine, but I guess the danger is when somebody like Harry Kane turns up, you can bet that most people in the world will have him as their captain. Yeah. So 56 turns into a pretty mediocre score.
But also, if you went for a differential, I've seen some people who captained Fernandes this week and it flopped. So it's swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, that is brutal. Yeah, we've had so many that we flopped on it with the captains. I scraped the 64 points, which I'm glad that I didn't take any minus going into it as well, which is lovely.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, like my team now, I have Pope in goal against Newcastle.
Okay.
I'm paying a 3-5-2, which is obviously a Jim. No bite on that, Chairs? Oh.
Look, it's just so obviously not a Jim. My lawyers will be contacting you about the trademark infringement. Let's get on with it.
The thing is, so I just before all these games were played, I was definitely getting in Kevin De Bruyne against Leeds because he had a great game. He doesn't show points wise, but he had a great game, and I know obviously this Leeds game. City Leeds is going to be so open. It's going to be. I'm anticipating like a huge result. Anyway, I was going to get.
It's going to be like 10-2.
I was going to get Kevin, but I was just like, obviously they've got a blank, and Liverpool's fixtures look really lovely.
They do,
don't they? For the last last few games. So I was just like, do you know what? I can look. They're playing every week. I'm just going to look in and load it. And I took out Jack Harrison.
Wow. I don't blame you, actually. Leeds' next run of games is not nice.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to go near another Leeds player. To be honest, if I wasn't looking to get out players who aren't going to play in the blank in a couple of weeks' time, I'd be getting Dallas straight out.
Yeah. So I'll bring another one in because I like having 3 Leeds players. I'll bring another one in for game week 34 onwards for the rest of the season.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, so I got in Jota.
Yeah, mate, nice. Salah and Jota, ready to go. Just two players that casually slot into your team. I've got my wild card, so I'm not jealous because you'll be pleased to know I've done exactly the same moves. But,
damn it!
I'm not pleased to know that because I've been looking at Jota. He needs to enter my team. To be honest, it might be this week.
Dude, when I got. Oh, do you know I've made money on him already? Shit.
Yeah.
So I got him in. Yeah, so I got him in at 6.7. And he's already 6.8.
Oh, that hurts me. See, the thing is, I probably don't want Gundogan for any longer, but I think I'm just going to have to stick with him this week because I also don't want to take any minus points.
He's probably going to play against Leeds.
Yeah, I mean, so he is. He probably is. That's the thing. They've got their Champions League game. We're actually recording this. What day is it? Tuesday, and they are playing right now as we speak. I think he will play against Leeds.
He's just scored a hat trick. Oh my god! You've got to keep him in. Oh my word! Kidding.
Funny.
No, but you're right. If he's playing in this game, which I'm just checking, he is. So he is starting tonight, which. I don't know whether that will give me confidence or not. I don't think it does if he's playing tonight.
Actually, to be fair, they've wrapped up the league. They've got their return fixture. What do you call it? The other fixture in their Champions League tie not soon after. So I actually think that he might be benched this weekend. This coming week.
This is on Gundogan, right? I think he's going to play. I seriously think he'll play the whole game. Yeah.
The thing I don't like about City is I'm looking. You saw them on the weekend. I'm looking at them now. Again, they don't. Once again, they don't have a recognised striker starting. They're playing up front. They got Bernardo Silva as the front striker, Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Foden behind. Stones is playing, classic. But you look at that bench, and it's just. You got Torres, Aguero, Jesus, Sterling, they're just ready to bring those players back in for the league, which means, I don't know, as an example, I mean, for me, I'm playing my wildcard this week. I've got rid of all my City players. It's too risky. I just don't want to have to worry about it.
I totally agree. I'm trying to space out my transfers over the next couple of weeks so I don't take a minus. So I don't want him in my team, but he's just got to stay there.
Just play your wildcard.
Same joke 6 weeks in a row. How hilarious.
I did like that one. I've only got Diaz and Gundogan. And I've Rice captain Gundogan. Fuck it. I've got Mo Salah with my captain, with my armband.
So let's talk about that a little bit because I'm looking at the fixtures next week and I don't think there's any real clear-cut winners here apart from the City game. And do you want to slap on a City player who, if you do have KDB, he needs your armband? But correct. I don't have him. You don't have him.
That was going to be my game plan, but like I said, I'm going to just try it with Mo.
I think it's worth noting.
Yeah.
I think it's worth noting just because we're talking about De Bruyne. He has just put City 1-0 up against Dortmund. As we've been talking, he has just scored. I think that City. City Leeds game is absolutely the one to watch. Other than that, my captain's on Salah against Villa. I think that's...
What's your team? Because I'm sure the listeners definitely want to hear our teams properly. So what's your team going into Gameweek 31? Jack.
So to be honest, there will be more changes to be made. I've only made 4 so far, but I wanted to think about it this week. I'll tell you what I've made. I've transferred out both of my goalkeepers. So out goes Areola and Pope, and in comes Forster and Mendy.
Yep.
From Chelsea. I hope he's nailed. I'm sure he will be. I've taken Gundogan out for Jota. Yeah. I have taken John Stones out and put in Rudiger.
Whoa, okay.
Is that a mistake?
No.
I don't think Rudiger's going to play in the next couple of weeks.
He will.
If he doesn't play, I've got 15 starting players, so I'm quite happy with my bench. If that is the case, to be honest, I've kept a few players. I've kept Bruno. I've kept Son. I've kept Kane. I've kept Salah.
You got Son. Okay.
I had Son last week. I took him out for Bale.
You got him in for Bale, yeah.
Got him in for Bale even, yeah. Watkins is currently still in my team. I'm still not sure about that. I am...
So there's a big guy. There's a big player. Big guy. He's not that big, but he is a big player that you haven't mentioned yet. And I'm surprised because I think I might take a minus to get him in. But I also might take a little bigger a minus to try and get Kevin De Bruyne in as well, but maybe that'll be a bit rash. But I'm talking about Lingard.
Yes.
Jay Lings.
So Lingard, I can easily get him in for Rafinha. And Rafinha's fixture is pretty gross in the next 3 or 4, so
yeah.
If you don't do, I mean, you're definitely going to do that. As if you're not going to do that.
Well,
Jay Lings is the most informed player in the Premier League at this moment.
Mate, he's great and he's getting a shitload of points. But with Antonio out of the side, like what happens there? I think Antonio is really important for the way that Lingard plays. So I am thinking about that. I'm thinking about Jarrod Bowen as well for West Ham.
Yeah.
When Antonio wasn't playing, Bowen played up front. So there's a chance.
I think that's the most likely situation, to be honest. Probably be Bowen and maybe Benrahma steps back in and they play
Benrahma.
2 up top. I don't know.
I'm definitely looking at a Wolves defender. I'll be honest with that. I think they conceded 3 against West Ham.
Wolves have not defended well this season, though.
But you look at their fixtures.
I look at their fixtures, but I'm also looking at their most recent results, and I'm like, when was the last time they kept a clean sheet? You know,
in their next 5 games, they've got Fulham, Sheffield United, Burnley, West Brom, and Brighton. Like if they're not keeping 3 out of 5 clean sheets, there something seriously.
I don't think they will.
The lower averages, Jez. Come on, the lower averages. They're not big scoring games. Like
so, West Brom will score. West Brom will score. Burnley will score. Fulham will score.
Burnley will not.
Chris Wood, man, he's 3 goals in 4 games.
What are you on, mate?
I'm on statistics.
To score.
I'm currently looking at Semedo.
Look, man, Wolves have been average this year. They can't defend to save their lives, and they've got no attacking threat.
But guys,
I'm not disputing that.
I really enjoyed that game. Wolves West Ham. Sorry, that was a really entertaining game to watch. I would have loved it to be 3-3. I really wanted it to be 3-3, but I thought it was great. Yeah.
That's what I'm keeping Reguilon because he's got the double game week coming up. So I'm going to stick with it. And Ben Davies is out injured, so I think he's going to.
With those fixtures you just said, I'm seriously going to look. I'm looking at Fabio Silva because that finish that he did was excellent.
If Fabio Silva was nailed to start, I'd be looking at him, but I don't think he's going to be starting.
I think he should be. He should just start.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, they've got William Jose who gives them something different. I think in a couple of years' time, Fabio Silva, interesting player. At this stage in time, not quite.
But with
Speaking of interesting players, Jim, I'm curious to hear who your Turn On King of the Week is.
Oh, do you know what? There's quite a few. But no, it can only be this one because it's just to rub salt in the wound. It has to be Jack Harrison.
It does have to be Jack Harrison. For fuck's sake.
King.
Yeah, it does.
You could have said Pierre for West Brom, Sure,
Yes.
but
Yep.
no, it's Jack
No,
Harrison.
just for the salt. Okay.
Jack Harrison, he was firmly sat on my second bench. And
Second bench. It's not even first bench.
Yeah.
You don't deserve points.
no, like Diaz was
Such a prick.
Like I said, I did it just
That's
literally
it.
just to
Pod's
wind you up.
over. Done.
Right, should we dive in?
It has to be.
Oh, I agree.
Wait, real quick, Jim. Tiny turn up.
Oh, it'll be Lingard.
There you
And
go.
it wasn't a not so tiny. It was solid.
That was a pretty solid turn up. Goal, assist, 3 bonus points. Love that.
Do we know what your team's going to be? Jez?
Me?
Yeah.
So I'm still tossing up whether I'm going to get Bale out this week. I've got some things to figure out.
Why haven't you done it already? I'm not being funny.
It's probably going to happen tonight, but I need to give it some more thought. It's
Whoa,
probably
live on
my
the
thing
pod.
is
Live on the
Live
pod.
on the
no.
pod.
We all know how that works out. So if I get Bale out, I'm going to want another Spurs player next week because I want to triple up on the double game week. Yes,
Yep.
but
Okay.
I think what it'll be is Hugo
Can
Lloris because
you not get De Bruyne in?
no, I literally cannot afford it unless I wreck my team, and then
How?
also then I still want to have a full complement of players playing in the blank game week in 33. If I'm bringing in De Bruyne for Bale right now, that's so. First of all, I can't afford that as a direct swap, so I've got to make 2 changes, and then I'm taking a -4 to do something I'm not happy with, and then I've got to take another -4 to get a full 11 players playing in a couple of weeks' time.
I mean, I get it, but I'm more than happy to just have 2 Spurs players in the double. Like,
Yeah, but I don't know. I think probably the most likely situation is I'm going to get rid of Bale, get in Lloris just for a couple of weeks so that he can play that double, and that's fine. Then I'll offload him for Forster because let's not forget that Southampton do have a double still to play in the year. So I'm trying to maximize on doubles as much as I can just because I need to make up some points.
Smart.
fair.
You guys both don't sound convinced, but
I don't
you know
know,
what?
I mean,
I get it.
neither am
I get it. This isn't the time to be taking like heavy minus points towards the back end of the
No.
season.
No.
The one thing I would say is whatever transfers you make now, you're probably fine for them to be 1 or 2 week punts. Like this isn't a time for long term plays.
Yep.
Unless you're playing a wildcard like me, and you can. All right, okay. Top.
I can't wait for you to just get half your team and they have a shocker. It's just ones, maybe a 2 in there.
Look, I mean, fingers crossed. I hope both of you guys absolutely flop and I fly to the top, you know?
I appreciate both of those comments. I'm afraid to say it's absolutely impossible that my team is going to go down the ranks. I'm looking at it now. I think I'm currently 27,000 in the world. That's the highest I'm going to be in the next few weeks. I'm pushing triple figures here. I'm going to go with.
I'm
gonna
only
be
a couple
top
points
1,000.
behind you. I'm only a couple
You are,
points
mate. You're
behind
very,
you now.
you're very close to me. You're very
I'm
close.
so
to me.
close, but I'm like 30,000 in the world. And what are you? So, how many points is that? 8 points? Yeah, 8 points ahead.
Yeah, it's close. It's tight.
Ooh.
What I'm praying for, this will be the biggest clue, is that I am praying that Chelsea continue to keep clean sheets and Liverpool continue to score. And if both of those things keep happening, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. Do you know what? Because we've got very similar teams. Unless I have another Jack Harrison turn up, which I can't because he's out my team. I'm not going to be able to take you. I can't take you.
No, you can, man. It'll be tight.
There needs to be a differential out of nowhere. It's going to be somebody like Regulon or...
It's going to be.
I
It's
don't
going
want
to
to be the differential for Jack. Come on.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Jack's
Jack's going to win the league.
I think I know what it's going to be. It's going to be a goal kick from Mendy, gets caught in the wind, bounces and goes in, also keeps a clean sheet, 3 bonus points, and it's going to be that one of those 3 bonus points that wins it.
I'll tell you what's happening right now. I'm taking a look at my pick team, and I have because you've just gotten Jota. Kieran Tierney is flagged, but he's going to play and he's going to get a brace against Sheffield United. So
he's not going to play. You're going to be very sad about it.
I haven't actually seen that.
Arsenal are going to win 6-0.
The thing for Tierney, it's never like a week or 2. It's always like 4 or 5. That's my only worry with Tierney. He's so injury prone. It's touch and go with him.
I've got him starting. I have him starting, and then on my
mate, I look at Leno. I'm flipping a coin between Mendy and Leno, but I think I'm going to stick with Mendy.
No, stick with Mendy. Chelsea are actually a legitimately good team, and Arsenal are well.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. What?
No more needs to be said.
I mean, I could probably call the transfers out. It's going to be Antonio and Tierney who are
Go on.
still
Transfers
firmly in my team.
in and out. James, what do you think?
Faff.